Good evening. Today, our fellow Americans, our way of life, and our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundations of America. These acts shatter steel, but cannot dent the steel of American resolve. This is a day when all Americans, from every walk of life, unite in our resolve for justice and peace. America has stood down enemies before, and we will do it this time.
I have heard a distant storm, felt a trembling in my spirit as I face the cold of dawn. What I once thought strong now crumbled in an empty cloud of dust. Will we stand with the forgiven? Remember us.
United States and the Soviet Union fought over the Middle East.
Yeah, she's gonna do all the work. She's gonna work for me first, right? No, she's gonna work for me first. What? What?
As seen, the communists were being out of the area, Americans were free to invest. This is our land. This is our oil. They have no right to this oil. We should be the ones getting the profit, not them. What did they ever do to deserve it? They simply came in, took our money, took our oil, took our freedoms.
Shush! What if they hear us?
Two! Dig faster, scumbags. Dig faster. Tensions high, the people learn to train themselves, ready to stand up for themselves.
Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times, it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past.
Solely masterminds planned actions against what they saw as wrong.
Well, we need to hit box cutters. I'll register them in the box cutters tomorrow.
And what will Omar do?
Omar is responsible for Flight 97.
And when will that happen?
Around 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Fuck. How about Abdullah? What will he do?
Abdullah will hit the first tower.
First tower? And how about the second tower?
The second tower will go down soon after.
And then one person's going to the Pentagon, right?
Yes.
Alright, then. What?
The Americans will pay for this.
For Allah!
From the wreckage of your silent reverie, you're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here.
None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in the world. Thank you, good evening, and God bless America.
Shortly after this, the war on terror started and troops moved into Iraq.
Boom! Fatality!
Soon, people who simply looked the part were accused of crimes.
You have to trust me on this.
Okay. So I hear there's weapons of mass destruction in this area. Do you know anything about that, sir?
No, I do not.
Sir, can you open up that shack?
I will not open up the shop.
You come with me! You are ready!
No!
Go!
No!
Come with me!
No!
You are
I'll be fine over!
You! Get out of here! There are any weapons in here. We need to move on to the next one.
Okay.
On to the next one, 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 on to the next one.
Haven't we already been through this?
Struggle between two great powers to shape the post-war world. Soviet Russia was expensively stabbing westward, knifing into nations left empty by war. On orders from the Kremlin, Russia had launched one of history's most drastic political, moral, and economic wars, a Cold War. The United States was obliged to help Europe safeguard its traditional freedoms and the independence of its nations. Gone was the spirit of wartime unity that reached its peak on that historic afternoon in April '45 at the Elbe River in Germany. Here, two worlds actually met, but this coalition was to be torn asunder. Already an iron curtain had dropped around Poland, Hungary, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria.
Ah, but this is Europe, you say. But let's see what can happen elsewhere in, say, the small town of Mosinee, Wisconsin. Peaceful, isn't it? But the red truncheon falls and the chief of police is hustled off to jail. Next, public utilities are seized by fifth colonists. Watch carefully what happens to an editor who operates under a free press. He goes to jail, too, and his newspaper is confiscated. Exit freedom of thought. Yes, this is life under the Soviet form of government. The little town of Mosinee made this experiment for 24 hours, a public service to all America. It can't happen here? Well, this is what it looks like if it should.
What was the first country to be invaded by the War on Terror? A. Iran, B. Afghanistan, C. Iraq, or D. Russia? The answer is C. Iraq. Where did the 9/11 terrorist attack happen? A. California, B. Washington, D.C., C. New York, or D. Iraq? The answer is C. New York. What is one major export of the Middle East? A. Cows, B. Cars, C. Oil, or D. Gold? The answer is C. Oil.
너무 부끄러워 쳐다볼 수 없어 사랑에 빠졌어 수줍은 어떻게 아따갑박하죠 떨리는 나는요 두근두근거려 밤엔 잠도 못 이루죠 나는 바본가봐요 근데 그대밖에 모르는 바보 그래요 그대 보는